Hello everyone. Welcome to our AI and Corpus-aided English speaking training course. This training course consists of 6 sessions. Today, we will begin with the first session, which is an introduction session. In this session, we will cover the following: English speaking and the IELTS speaking criteria, the English speech corpus with different proficiency levels, AI tools that support speaking learning, and the AI and Corpus-aided speaking learning procedure for improving English speaking. Speaking is defined as an interactive process of constructing meaning that involves producing and receiving and processing information, and it is often spontaneous, open-ended, and evolving. It is widely recognized that learners of English, particularly Chinese learners, face greater difficulties in English speaking compared to reading, listening, and writing. These difficulties are particularly evident in globally recognized English language tests, such as the speaking test of IELTS, TOEFL, and Cambridge English qualifications. Here, we just take IELTS as the example. The IELTS speaking test is a face-to-face interview lasting 11 to 14 minutes, consisting of 3 parts. In Part 1, the examiner asks general questions about familiar topics like home, work, or interests. Part 2 involves speaking at length on a specific topic using a task card, with 1 minute to prepare and up to 10 minutes to speak. Part 3 is a discussion on abstract issues related to the Part 2 topic. The test assesses the test taker's ability to express opinions, speak at length, and discuss abstract concepts in English. The IELTS speaking test is scored on a 9-band scale, with 9 as the highest and 0 as the lowest score. IELTS statistics show that Chinese candidates achieved an average band score of 5.7, ranking them in the bottom 10% among test takers from 40 regions. Now, I'd like you to listen to the responses of 2 learners answering the question: what is the difference between having a picnic and cooking at home? This is a test question in the IELTS speaking test. Please try to guess the band scores of these 2 speakers.
I think go to a picnic is more like you communicate with nature, and you stay there, and sometimes you eat and sleep in the nature, and I think it's more relaxed. But in a home and cook with family is also very happy, but it's not more relaxed than you stay in the nature. I think it's.
Well, the main difference is, I would say picnicking outside doesn't really mean I have to cook outside, because I can simply bring something already cooked or done, and I can simply just go outside and eat. But if I cook at home, it will be much of a disaster because I won't be able to cook well. If I go out and picnic, I actually can just simply bring food I've bought or brought from a store, and I can just simply eat or relax. But at home, if I'm cooking, it would be much tougher, and I would have to clean up after that. So it will actually be much more of a disaster if I cook, or if I cook at home.
Now that you've made your guesses, let's take a look at the criteria used in the IELTS speaking test. The test assesses the performance against 4 criteria: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. Taking Band 6 as an example, test takers at this level can generally speak at length, though they may lose coherence at times due to occasional repetition or self-correction. They have a reasonable range of vocabulary for familiar topics, but may make noticeable errors when attempting more complex ideas. Their grammar shows a mix of simple and complex structures, though errors persist. Their pronunciation is generally understandable, despite some mispronunciations affecting clarity. So the first recording is from a Band 5.5 learner, while the second one is from a Band 8 learner. Actually, these two recordings you just heard are from our speech corpus, which we've developed specifically to study ESL or EFL learners' speaking performance. This corpus includes detailed feature annotations corresponding to these 4 criteria. Now, let's explore one of the 2 key components of our innovative approach to English speaking, the spoken corpora. The application of corpora has been identified as effective in language teaching and learning. Using corpora in language learning can provide opportunities for students to identify language patterns and pronunciation features on the basis of authentic language data. It can also raise language awareness as much as teaching awareness, and provide more teaching resources and learning activities for teachers, such as classroom discussion and teacher-directed reflection. The aims of using corpus data are to identify the common features produced by speakers with lower proficiency level. For example, Band 5.5 or lower. Do self-reflection and check whether you produce these features in your speech. Identify the common features produced by speakers with higher proficiency level, for example, Band 7.0 or higher, and compare the features produced by the lower proficiency level with the higher level, and identify the features that influence speaking performance. Now let me introduce our English speech corpus, the English speech corpus with different proficiency levels. You can scan this QR code to get access to this spoken corpus. This learner corpus contains 78 sets of spontaneous speech data and 13 sets of classroom presentation data. Of the 78 sets of data, 48 are collected from mainland China and Hong Kong learners, and 30 are retrieved from IELTS speaking official videos, with a large proportion of candidates from Asia. All the speech data is presented with detailed annotations based on 4 criteria: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. Here are the detailed indicators we summarize from the IELTS speaking test criteria, which we used for analysis and annotation. There are 2 functions in our corpus, browse and search. You can select speaker's gender, age, IELTS speaking score and speaking session. Then click the Filter Speaker button. You can then browse the speaker's data which meet your requirements. Each speaker has 4 data pages. On each speaker's data page, you can find the speaker information such as IELTS speaking score, unannotated answer and downloadable recordings. At the bottom of each data page, there's a feature list. You can click on the feature that you'd like to view, or click All to view all features. The annotations will pop up. Here are the examples of the annotation for fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. You can also find a general description for each data page. We also provide a combined annotation of fluency and coherence and pronunciation for speakers attaining higher band score. Another function is search. Indicators including speech length, speech rate and rhythm are only commented in the general description. For other indicators, you can search it with the search function and find out speakers containing the feature in their speech. You can search for the speaker's band score, the 4 sub-skills, and the indicators we analyzed in the speech corpus. The search result will list the speakers with the feature that you selected. The feature you selected will be highlighted automatically.